In Himalayan art, we use a lot of Sanskrit words because there is so much iconography and technical jargon that is borrowed from basically Sanskrit, India. Now, one of the words that we occasionally use is the word yaksha. Yaksha is a type of living being. Um, Sometimes it's thought of as a kind of demigod or semi-divine. Other times it's more of a ghost or a spirit. And often with early Indian culture, it's thought of more as of a nature spirit. Um, so we do have yakshas, and we have yakshas in art, and also we have an important category of appearance in especially in Buddhist art called yaksha appearance. Now, we don't generally use it on the Himalayan Art Resources website. We've actually transformed it into another term, and we call it king appearance, as one of the 11 appearances or figurative forms of in the iconography of actually Buddhist and Bon art. So what I want to talk about is a particular book, and it's called Yaksas. It's by Ananda Coomaraswamy. I think it was published in 1971, and it was published out of India, out of Delhi. And the title is spelt Yaksas in English, because the first S is actually pronounced Shah, and it's just using an Indian convention. So this book is the best that I have been able to find some years ago. I've been familiar with it since the 70s, but this book is divided into two parts, part one, part two, and it has black and white image sections for both parts. And it talks about the early beginnings and the art, generally stone carvings, of yaksha figures and how they relate to the greater Indian culture and to aspects of the Hindu religion and Hindu gods, and to nature and how they appear in village life and how they appear regionally with different tribal groups or larger kingdoms. This is very important for those of you interested in art history. If you are interested in religious context, if you're religious in faith-based Buddhism, then this book is not of tremendous value to you. This is a book for art history that gives the beginnings of the yaksha figures. And again, yaksha figures are important in Buddhism. Now, we only have a few figures that are commonly known that we call yakshas. So we have the 12 yaksha generals that are part of the mandala of Medicine Buddha. We have Vaishravana, a yaksha. We have Jambala, Aparajita, Hariti Yakshini. And then there are a number of others, but the art is not so common to find. So the yaksha figure, we on Himalayan art, on Har, we refer to it as king appearance, because generally Vaishravana, Jambala, Aparajita, the 12 yaksha generals, and then the kings that we find in art all have the same kind of general appearance. Some variations, but a general appearance of sort of a furrowed brow, wide open eyes. Often they can have just a little bit of clothing in the Indian style, or they can have a lot of clothing in the Tibetan style for the Tibetan kings, or for Padmasambhava, who also has this king appearance. Often a mustache. So there's a certain look to this yaksha appearance and king appearance. And so in terms of publications, then this Yakshas by Ananda Coomaraswamy, this is the best I found, most important book that I know of, and has the best black and white photos of Indian stone-carved early works, stone-carved examples. So press the like button. You can subscribe, you can ask questions, you can suggest books for review, and you can also join HAR on Patreon.